welcome to the tea table. Today we're going to continue looking at Scarlet and Violet post-rotation decks, and I've been doing some decks based around cards we've had for a while that maybe have gotten some life with rotation and maybe certain things going away, or just, if the format is different and can let them be good. So today we're looking at Rapid Strike Toolbox here, which definitely, it's been a while since this thing's been a deck. But before we get into that deck list, I want to say thank you to Whimsicast. They are the reason this video is happening today, because they lent me a couple Blaziken Vs for this video. Make sure you go check out their Twitter. Their Twitter's insane. Their collection is insane. They do rankings of Pokemon art and cards. They really love art, and I appreciate some good art. Their latest YouTube video, I want to say, is ranking every Galarian Gallery card from Card Zenith. I believe was their latest video. I will link their Twitter and YouTube below in the description of the video. Again, thank you, Whimsicast. But let's jump into this. So, way back when Evolving Skies came out, people looked at Sylveon VMAX and were like, that's kind of cool. Because you can do like a toolbox type deck, and there's one thing people like, it's toolbox decks. You enjoy putting random types of Pokemon together, and somehow they work just by existing, and they don't necessarily combo, but they just give you a good chance to win because they can cover weaknesses and all that. So here is Sylveon VMAX. Insane art, like I said. Like every video, we're such good art right now. Alright, so it has 2 attacks. We can use Precious Touch in the deck. You don't really want to, but you can. Attach energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon if you do heal on 20. In Max Harmony, 70 plus 30 for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. Now, you're not really going to one-shot things, but it's just kind of like a tank. And if you face anything, we Psychic, because Urshifu is popping up in Japan with Lugia or otherwise, so it's a good attacker there. So, before that, though, we do have the Sylveon V in a bakery, getting some snacks, with a really good ability, actually. Once on your turn, you may search your deck for an item, put in your hand. If you do, your turn ends. So you go first, you do whatever. You can't attack. So you just get that item, maybe get your Ultra Ball, Nest Ball, whatever you may want to get to set up for your second turn. Because remember, we don't have Marnie anymore, it's just Judge. So it's actually pretty good setup card there. So let's go through the rest of the Pokemon in this Rapid Strike Toolbox deck. We got Rapid Strike Urshifu. It does Strafe. Switch to one on your bench. 150 for 3. And then we got the VMAX. Gale Thrust. If this Pokemon from your moved from your bench to your active during this turn, it does 150. That's cannot be underrated for 1 energy on a 330 HP Pokemon. Doing 150 is actually really good and sets you up for knockouts basically any other way. And then it does G Max Rapid Flow. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack is 120 to your opponent's bench. Your opponent does have a mana fee. Woo! It can get real dicey for him real fast. This card, when this card came out, this card. I love this card. I played at a regional earlier this year. Torts played it. And I'm glad to see it coming back in any capacity, whether it's here or just with Rapid Strike Urshifu decks. Then we move on to 2/2 Blaziken. You got Blaziken V, 50 and 210, discard 200, whatever. We don't really care about that. What we care about is May on the VMAX here. Clutch, your opponents can retreat. Can actually be really effective if they try to stall for a turn, but you also need to stall for a turn. You're like, well, I'll damage you. And you have to have a switch card to get out of there. And then we got Max Blaze. It does 130 for 2, and then choose up to 2 your benched Rapid Strike Pokemon and attach an energy card from your discard to each of them. So it's good acceleration and lets you power up your Pokemon. Plus, it does come with our Cheryl, which we'll talk about in a second. I mean, you don't need to knock anybody out. You really just get to power up your Pokemon, which is pretty good. There. And then we got a Zeraora V. CrossFit for 100 for 3. If one of your other Rapid Strike Pokemon uses an attack during your last turn, this attack does 160 damage, 20 opponent's bench Pokemon. So, you can just pair a Blaziken, attack a Blaziken, put the energy on Zeraora, and then do a total of 260. It also combos with Urshifu, and its Rapid Flow. Then running out of the Pokemon, we got Remoraid, 10, Sharpfin, it's having a good time in the water. And Octillery, Rapid Strike search. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Rapid Strike card. So it's a really good search engine considering all your Pokemon are Rapid Strike. And it does get trainers as well. So we do have some trainers that are Rapid Strike, so it does help us get those. We're going to move on to the items here. We got a Rapid Strike card right there. Echoing Horn, put a base Pokemon from your opponent's disc pile onto their bench. Now think about it. You Rapid Flow, boom, you knock out something, you're like, I got this one prize again. I'm going to Echoing Horn that Pokemon back on, and I'm going to knock it out again. Knocking it out one time wasn't cool enough. I need to knock it out twice. Then we got the Escape Rope. Obviously switches. Helps with your Urshifu. Get it in there to do 150. Also just a good switch card to have in your deck. Then we got the Heavy Ball. Mostly, I know you have mostly 2 ofs, but prizing their aura can be pretty annoying. Or if you just open it and you're like, oh cool, I had a Remoraid prize. It makes you not have to get one with a different card. Then we got the 4 Nest Ball coming back in the Scarlet and Violet expansion. Search for basic on your bench. Simple. There. We got the Pokegears here. Look at the top 7 cards in your deck. You have Reveal Supporter. Just another way to get supporters out because there's no Lumineon in this deck. So it is an extra way to search for our supporters. We got a switch here. Switch your active with your opponent's bench. We got the 4 Ultra Ball, obviously. Help you search out all your Pokemon. Pretty cool there. Discard 2 cards. Pretty simple. We got the 2 Tera of Waters. The retreat cost of each Rapid Strike Pokemon in play is 2 less. And if you look at that, all your Rapid Strike Pokemon have a retreat cost of 2 or less. So, whatever you start with, it's okay. And you can search it out with Octillery, which is really cool. We got the 3 Bosses orders just to keep picking off your opponent's Pokemon. You just want to pick them off before they can get stuff going. Don't forget, in an EX format, they do have to evolve from actual basics. So if your opponent's a Lucario EX deck and they have 1 Rioludon, you're like, oh, I'm just going to pick it off right now. And you put them behind, making it easier for us to get that victory. We got Cheryl. Heal all damage from all of your evolution Pokemon. Discard all energy. You heal them. You put that energy on Blaziken. You get energy back. You healed all the damage, and you get to attack. And don't forget, it's all of them. So if you got 100 on your Sylveon, you got 150 on your Urshifu or whatever, you heal all of them. Discard those energy. Attack a Blaziken. Get those energy back. And profit. We got 2 Ear to search for a water Pokemon and an item. So it's actually kind of a good setup card because you can get the Remoraid and Artillery and then possibly a Nest Ball or whatever you might need that second to get set up. We got the 1 Judge. Remember, no Marnie. Each player shuffles their hand in deck and draws 4 cards, so it's good disruption. Plus, you can judge and then be like, oh, I didn't get the Rapid Strike energy. Well, I'm just going to search it anyway with Artillery. Then we got Karina's Focus. Draw TF6. It is a Rapid Strike card, so your boy Artillery easily search that up. We got the 2 Research. Discard your hand, draw 7. We got Roxanne for when you're down, but you're not out. You can only play this card if you want 3 or less prizes. You both shuffle your hand in your deck. They draw 2, you draw 6, you laugh, you use your Artillery, and you win the game. We got that Serena. Discard up to 3 cards. Draw CF5. Sometimes you just don't need cards again. You're like, well, I'm playing against Palkia. I don't really need Blaziken. Discard those. Draw more cards. Or switch one of your opponent's bench V with their active. Now, we move to the tools. Now, in Scarlet and Violet, tools are not items, so you cannot get them with Ethereum. Just remember that. We got the 1 Choice Belt, the 30 more Vs. Very relevant in the meta. We got those 4 Seal Stone. You can use 1 V-Star Power Game to search for a card. So, you kind of just like, wow, I really wish I had this. Like, I have Octillery, and I wish I need a Rapid Strike, but I also need my Blaziken. You're like, wait a second. This card says to do that. So you search the one, you search the other. We're winning, we're laughing. We got Ribbon Badge. Actually pretty cool. If the Pokemon VS card is attached to a Sylveon in its name, and it's knocked out by damage, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize. So you don't feel as bad as putting your Sylveon active attacking because they only take 2 prizes. And taking 2 prizes off of VMAX and still forcing them to knock out, basically 2 more VMAXs, depending on how the game works out, is pretty insane and annoying for your opponent, no matter what deck they're playing. Then we got, they play 1 super effective of Glasses. The weakness of you times 3. So your weakness is times 3. So if you're just like, oh, I'm facing a grass deck, my 130 doesn't matter, it's 390. So pretty cool there. Not being super mega familiar with the meta in Japan right now, I'm not sure what deck this was good against. So hopefully in the comments you let me know. Oh, it's this one. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But I think just one of those cards is super cool anyway. I've always liked the card. I made me some Kecleon decks. Super, super fun, and I'm just like seeing that in a deck list. Then we got the 4 Rapid Strike energy. Your Pokemon are all Rapid Strike. So if it's only Rapid Strike Pokemon, it's not discard this card, don't go around with that. It provides 2 in any combination of water and fighting. So here, basically, I mean, it powers up our Pokemon. So the only thing it doesn't help provide the energy for is Zero or V, which is why there are 4 Spiral Energy. You can only attach to Rapid Strike Pokemon. It provides every energy, but only one time at a time. This Pokemon can't be paralyzed. So if you run into that Articuno deck, where it just paralyzes you forever, nah, you're good. Spiral Energy. Silly goose. And you can just search it out with your artillery. So, pretty cool there. And we round out with a V-Guard Energy. Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less from Vs. Just helps you tank more and more. And then you Cheryl, and then boom. So, I saw this deck list last night. I thought it was super cool. I like Rapid Strike Toolbox. I always have. It's funny too because yesterday, Goon Squad TCG was like messaging me about a current standard deck, but it was Urshifu, and it just reminded me how much I love Urshifu, and I'm just super cool. And I said I believe it was a runner-up. That was on me. Apologize for that one. But with that being said, this is cool Rapid Strike Toolbox. I will continue to cover old decks with new tricks, even if those new tricks are the form I rotated and it's for Nest Ball. But I'm always excited and glad when old cards can work again, especially because we've grown fond of them. You're like, oh, that's one of my favorite cards, but it's stuck in my binder. Maybe not. So, this is the Tea Table. I'm Josh Hatter. Please like and subscribe. We recently hit 250. We're like 271 or 2 subscribers. I'm on the road to 300. I did start doing shorts every day, opening a pack. If you want to see me open a pack, like comment a pack you want to see, and I will try my best, even if it's a Boundaries cross pack. Someone's like, open a Boundaries cross pack. That's expensive. So, let me know there. I'm Josh Hatter. I do thank everyone for watching all my videos all the time. You guys are great. None of this happens without you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time on the Tea Table.